All right, let's look at this last one, number 3. I whited out the top so I have more space. We're going to do U substitution to do this one. Which one looks like it's a more inside function? I don't know, but I know that if I take x to the third plus 1 and I take the derivative of that, I'm going to get x squared. So I'm going to use this one, x to the third plus 1, to be my u. Now, this is for an example, because honestly, I probably would not do u substitution in this scenario. The reason why is because I can easily just distribute this x squared to each of these, and I wouldn't need u substitution. But for the sake of learning, let's leave it the way it is and make this u equal x to the third plus 1. So I take the derivative of both sides with respect to x, and I get du dx, which is like u prime. The derivative of u is 1, but I don't need to write 1. On the right side, I get 3x squared. And so I move, I get rid of this dx on this side, put it on this side, and so now I have du equals 3x squared dx. Okay, let's look at our problem. We can take out the x to the third plus 1 and put in u. So let's do that first. So here I have x squared, and I'm going to put u right there and dx. Now I'm going to rewrite this just so that the x squared is next to our dx. Now, how can I get out this x squared dx? So we look at our du. My du equals 3x squared dx. Oh, that's really close to that. We just got to get rid of this 3. How do you get rid of that 3? Divide by 3. So I'm going to rewrite this to say, let's see, divide this by 3. That's gone. And then I got to divide this by 3. So 1/3 du equals x squared dx. And that right there is exactly this. So we can take this out and we can plug in the du. So this is what it looks like. We're going to go u, and then we're taking out that x squared dx, and we're going to put in times 1/3 du. But what can you do with that 1/3? The 1/3 is a scalar, so I can pop him outside, and I can deal with him later. So I have u du. Wow, that one looks really simple. I just have to take the antiderivative of that. So I take the antiderivative of that by going plus 1 to my exponent. There was already a 1 there. I just add another 1, and I'm going to divide that by 1 plus 1. So I have 1/3 times, what is that? U squared divided by 2. And you can put divided by 2, or you can put times 1/2. Okay, normally you would do it like this and say plus c. But this problem has a lower and an upper bound. So let's back the truck up here for a second. If this said 0 and 2, that means we can bypass the c and plug in our 0 and 2 to find a more exact answer. Actually, to find an exact answer. This is called a definite integral. Now, wait a second. There's a catch here. That 0 and that 2, those are x's. Because down here, that 0 and the 2, we're going to be plugged into these x's. So they're x's. They're not u's. And so you have two options. I like this first option better than the second. So I'm going to finish out with the first option. The first option is you change the x's into u's. You just do that by going over here to what u equals and plug in the x's. So then you get u numbers instead of x numbers. The other option is to take this u out and put the x's back there. So you would take this u out and then you would put in x to the third plus 1 in its place. Does that make sense? Okay, that's the other option. But I'm gonna do the first, and I'm gonna change these u numbers into x's. And so to do that, I have to plug each one into that, and I'm gonna do that mentally. So let's rewrite. We have 1/3. You can just cross out if you want. I'm just trying to keep it neat. 2 plugged into this. 2 to the third power would be 8. Plus 1 is 9. So I put 9 here instead of the 2. I plug the 0 into this. That would be a 1. And now I just have to plug the 9 in. That would be 81, you know, if I plug the 9 into that, 9 squared is 81, over 2, minus, and I have to plug the 1 in, that would be just 1, right? Minus 1/2, and that's multiplying the 1/3. Okay, that's a pretty simple math right there. We have 81 minus 1, that's 80. 80 divided by 2 is 40. But then we have to multiply it times 1/3, which means we would have a 3 on the denominator. And that's your answer. That's your answer if you had to finish solving it. But which of the following is equal to this? What is for suitable substitution? Which one of these is correct? C. Yeah, C. C has the 1/3. And C has the u values, not the x values. So this would be your answer for that problem.